Welcome back to my disciples of the fluffy slippers. So I'm going to do a quick update on HEX and PulseChain. The HEX price has actually gone up, wow, for the first time in forever. And the day 33 prophecy seems to have lined up, which is just a complete coincidence. We lined up with a random BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF approval launch thing. I mean, that's crazy, man. That's just crazy. Day 33. So just to refresh your mind, when HEX launched, it went down for 33 days. It made the bottom on day 33, and then it never looked back. And then it started going up, and here we are today. And that's exactly what happened on this PulseChain launch, day 33. Absolutely crazy, isn't it? So I want this message to go out to everybody out there. I've been getting messages from people, and I saw this on chain myself. There were very experienced influencers, people out there, probably anonymous too, who were in HEX from day 1 to day 90, like the first 3 to 4 months, and they sold. They're out. I saw it on chain. We saw it on chain. I saw a couple of these accounts. I'm like, man, these people are like really, really ancient. I want you to know, if you are listening, get back in, man. Don't play with this. Get back in. I understand. Yes, you take a minus 20 to minus 30% quantity loss. Don't worry about that. We can make it back. We can make it back. If you really want it, you can make it back. All right, you can make it back not only with yield, but you can sell some of the big resistances first time and punt it with a couple of your size and get out. You know what? It's better to be selling in that euphoria and having a punt rather than exiting at minus 99% and leaving it there. So this is a message for them. So I'm not here to poke fun or make memes about them. If this happened to you, you still have time. You still have time. We are so close to this bottom. Look, this is a linear chart. Look at this. Okay, you are not out. I've put this on a weekly chart. You see on my tweet here, I zoomed in just so everybody knows, because everybody's addicted to this TikTok nature. They want to see, oh, the little time frame. Did we move up or down? This is the real chart, my friends. This is the weekly chart. You can still get back in. If you get back in here, look, you still get enormous upside. And if you really want, by the way, if you're listening to this, you're wondering, what do you mean sell on the first time going up? I'm trying to tell you something. When someone's exited, they now have a psychological thing happening in their brain. They now want to FUD their bag. They don't want to get back in. They believe they're taking a loss. It's psychologically hard. That's why I'm trying to bargain with you. I'm trying to help you out. We're doing this like, you know, there's negotiations where the fireman comes, they got to kick the person out from the window so they don't jump off the building. We're trying to do these suicide negotiations here, okay? I'm here. I'm here to help you. Don't worry about your quantity now. We can get it back. You can get it back near. I promise you can. You have to make sure that you take advantage of this while it is still here. The last thing you want to see is a freaking green candle up to 0.027, so 2.7 cents. This is just eHEX. You don't want to see that. If you just get in now, it's okay. I want you to know as well, just for you listening as well, okay, let's put it on a log chart here. This is weekly chart Heikanashi. These, see here, 10 red candles, and then a swoop. And then we happen to hear 10 red candles again. It was 10 red candles in a row, and then we started swooping up. And then, now we have 10 red candles. Don't play with fire, friends. Please, don't play with fire. If you are in this, remain in the game with me. Hello, welcome to you. Take a seat over there. Keep your fluffy slippers on. Everybody else, if you have unfortunately gone the way of the crumpled slipper, you can get back in. It's not the end of the world. You can get back in. We can make it back. Look at all these points. There's going to be euphoria. There's going to be euphoria here. There's going to be euphoria up here. There's going to be euphoria anywhere in this zone. You can wait for some sort of Bitcoin halving run next year. And if you really want, you can trim off 20 to 25%, 33%, and then you can just bid lower. So maybe the first time HEX comes to 30 cents, you just bid it back. Here we go. You bid it back at 25 cents. There you go. You're starting to get back part of your position. Now, friends, if you're listening to this, you're probably very shocked. You're like, what do you mean trim off? Look, when you take a loss like that, I understand. I have empathy. I know what it's like. You want to make it back. Now, chances are, this is what most likely is going to happen. If we actually do get back up here, you are going to be too scared to pull the trigger. And that's okay. I want you to do that because that means you truly respect the bag you have. Because I need to give you an option in the future. This is a strategy. You can just scale out around here and buy back in. You can do that. It's a strategy. If you don't know about this strategy, the chances that you just stay out of the game forever, they remain higher and higher. So this is what helps me. The fact that I know, I can always get back in and deal with it later. You can just delay it in the future. That is a tremendous help. So this is why my message is out here for you. So please, it's not too late to get back in. We can always figure out a plan to get back more of your HEX. Or if you sold Pulse or PulseX, it's all the same thing. You can get it back. I promise you that. We can use some of the quote-unquote ecosystem leverage tools like Icosa, Hedron. You can. Because if you're punting on HEX, getting up here, obviously there's a Richard Hart fever that's back in the game, and people will start to look at Icosa and the staking yield and create a bond curve and all these weird stuff that everybody considers weird. They will be able to participate in them more with more confidence because HEX price is higher. It's no longer in the death zone. And when that happens, if you're positioned for it, you don't even need to put a lot. You just got to put like 10% of your portfolio. And hey, if HEX goes up, if Icosa goes up 3x against HEX, you're making heaps of yield. Big yield on it. So more than your staking yield. You also have the option of yield farming. You also have the option of not just the yield farming for ink rewards, but option of obtaining fees because you're going to be sitting in here for 24 months. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. Can you imagine? You just earn, I promise you, this is the thing, friends. If you take your loss here, if you buy back, if you sold that bottom, okay, you get back 25% less of your coins or even 30%. Even 30%, that's okay, man. You can make 15% in the next 12 months from now to June 2024, and then another 15% to June 2025. You will make it back. So 0.17, you can keep making it back. See, you're back to near where you started, and you'll make more than that. By the way, you will make more of it back. So there is a path of friendship and kindness, but you have to act now. You can't look at this and say, okay, well, I'm going to wait until later because, man, it's too late. I've even done these candles here for you. Now, you did not know these were going to move the way they did, okay? So I'm not trying to predict them. I'm just trying to tell you, from the bottom here, by the time this did up here 100% rally off the low in the next weekly candle, from the bottom to the top, okay? 100% off the low. In this low, look what HEX did off the low. Off the lows, it did a 90% rally. And this was right before the lunar collapse, the fake PulseChain launch. And then look at this, friends. Look at this. Okay, off this low, HEX off this low was exactly 141% off the low. And then what about this low off here? Look at this, friends. To the low to the top, I mean, it did a 600% rally. So it's not too late. It's not too late. So I'm even going to do this here. If you sold the absolute bottom, 0.0058, even a, that's what I'm telling you, it's so critical right now. Like even a 100% rally off the low is already here. Look how small that is. I mean, this is very easy to just go back to this moving average here, which is eventually, I mean, it's like, think about this, man. Please don't play with fire. Don't play with fire. Just get back in. I'm trying to bargain with you, okay? Because look at this. If you wait a new FOMO back in here, you have lost a quantity of 80% less coins. Oh my God, don't do that. Don't do that. Just get back in. Just get back in. So friends, if you want to know this, what I've done is, okay, what you have to do is, let's say you know someone sold at a price, right? You mark the price, and then you say, okay, I'd like to know an answer. I want to know if HEX, for example, went back to 3 cents, how many coins have they lost if they bought back in at 3 cents, if they got FOMO back in here? What you do is go to the chart, go to 3 cents, click on this ruler, or you can use the left shift on your keyboard. Click on this ruler, go to 3 cents, you left click, and then go back down towards where they sold. So let's say they sold down here at this price. So this is C minus 69%. This is how many less coins they'll have. That's the truth. So if they sold at 1 cent around here, a bit less than 1 cent, and then they have to buy back at 3, they can only, yes, there you go. They'll only have 69% less coins. So that's crazy. So if you sold 1 million HEX down here, and then you FOMO back up here, right? Even if you don't FOMO, this is the thing. Even if you're just watching it, your purchasing power is destroyed. Now you can only buy back 300,000 HEX. You've already lost 700,000 HEX if you wait up here. That's why I'm telling you it's not too late to correct your errors. So when we're looking at this, I just want you to know things are tough, but you got to get tougher, man. You got to get tougher. You can't be playing around with this. Now, I like how we're printing more candles. This is Pulse, PLS Pulse. I'm going to start moving. This is basically, it only goes to daily chart by default. And we're starting to move to the weekly charts, man, because this is the goal. The goal. I don't want to be playing around in this garbage daily up and down where everyone's gambling. Everyone's playing with fire. I mean, this is crazy. Like you even have, for example, Sir Mr. Silvertooth, for example, he got out. I don't know exactly where he got out, but it could have been like here, right? It could have been like here. So I don't know specifically where he got out, but this is what I'm just letting you know. This is how the community has been able to, this is what the public views it as. So he gets out, but look at this. If you put it on a 4-hour, it looks like it was a big move. It looks like, wow, the 4-hour. Like, let's say he got out like here. And then when he's talking about, actually, it might have been down here. Yeah, when he's getting out and then he talks about it, he is zooming in on this part. Okay, so this is what everybody does. This is right. So obviously, congratulations, Mr. Silvertooth. Apparently, he's buying back in, just to let you know. But when they tweet about it, so this is for you and your information. When they tweet about it, you're looking at this red candle down here. It's down 37%. So they're thinking, okay, yeah, I've killed it, I've won, and it's amazing, right? So you're going to get a false sense of security because the next time this happens, you're going to think it's going to have the same outcome. But this is on a 4-hour chart. They're playing with the whole position size. This is very dangerous, okay? If you put it, look at this, so 0.1250. If I just put it to a weekly, which is what you're really looking at, this is what they actually did, okay? This is going to be crazy when you see it, right? 0.1250 right here. Okay, look at this. Look at this. They sold here. You can't even see that line. Okay, I'll make it a bit thicker. They sold here to buy back here. Look at that. 0.000150 down to here. That's even if they bought that low, by the way. If you buy the low. Like, there's very, very high chance you missed the low. So, do you see what actually we're looking at? So, that's why I see people like, oh, yeah, mad call, or you made a right call. Like, look at this, look at this. Look what they're actually doing. Like, this is the long-term vision, by the way. 2024 October here. Look at these two red candles. The texter, the pumpermental green texter highlighter is bigger than the actual appreciation for how tiny this distance is. What I'm going to do right now, because you're a baby doll, baby cake, sugar pie, and I appreciate you, I'm going to now show you the first bottom of HEX from the launch. And we're going to go back in time together because we are in our time machine. Look at this. Look how dangerous it gets. I'm going to change it to a weekly candle, right? A normal Japanese candle. Shout out to the Japanese Pokemon lovers out there. You have this scenario happening, okay? So this is what it was like. And I'm going to delete this and show you. Look at this part, friends. This is the beginning of HEX. This is the very, very, very beginning of HEX, okay? So if you're playing down here, because you don't know what's happening on the right-hand side, okay? If you're playing down here, look at this. This looks tiny, but there are people selling down here. Look at that. They're already minus 100%. So it's already gone up 100% against them, okay? And if let's say you actually sold back down here, you sold here because you thought you could buy back lower. Well, what I found is, this is just by normal trading, human behavior, no one gets back in. So if it starts going up, no one gets back in. So you sold there, now it's up 74% against you. Now you're really feeling the pain. When this green candle comes, it's finished. It's literally finished. You don't know ever what to do with yourself ever again. So here, if you sold down this bottom, I know this was HEX at the beginning and the volatility is probably more extreme, but yeah, you buy back 75% less coins. So this is how disgusting it can turn out for you if you start playing with these bottom zones. This is the really important part. Once you start to understand this is why I'm here to teach you. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. I'm here to teach you this, to show you these candles have stories behind them. There is a consequence for your action. Every time you click the button, you are entering a war zone. every time you click sell. I promise you. I promise you. I just showed you. You never thought, oh, just get out and get back in. You thought it was so easy, but look what's actually happening, because you know the calendar's going to tick by. You know we're going to go to the right in our dimension. You know the calendar's going to tick by, the days, months are going to go by, then it's going to be years. You know you can't stop time. So eventually, if it turns out that your ultimate thesis was right, you never forgive yourself. You never forgive yourself. So you can see what happens here, how absolutely dangerous it is for you to just sit here and never get back in. Even when it gets back here, think about that, man. Like, even when it got back there, this is like the right thing to do. Quote unquote, the right thing to do, which was get back in and just admit your loss. Look at that. I just did the measurement here for you. From here back to where you sold down there is minus 75%. And also take note that there were 3 red candles here. So this was day 33 when it bottomed. That's why when I'm showing you this, that's why playing here is very dangerous. It's very dangerous, okay? You had 1 red candle here, little doji red candle. You're playing around. On PulseX, because PulseX has more poopy players in here. PLSX, yes, PulseX has the 3 red candles, 1, 2, 3, and now we're sitting around here. It's really dangerous when you play this game. It's really dangerous. When you're selling into anxiety and fear, just hoping for the capitulation, most of the time you're going to get it wrong. Most of the time. We only remember the times that people get it right, but I promise you, you don't hear about this often because a lot of people get this thing wrong. You also have pHEX here. It's just following everything the same. It's the same pattern as everything else. It's linked with the liquidity to PulseX and Pulse, right? And now we have eHEX as well. Everybody's still watching this. I am now going to start to go to the 3-day chart, and then we're just going to move to a weekly. See, when you look at the weekly, all you just see is, oh, it looks like something launched and just plopping around, plopping down. It's not the end of the world. Weak hands have sold. That's it. You do have a chance to get back in. You do have a chance to participate again. I'm just going to let you know, all right? I'm going to let you know that when we start disconnecting away from this zone, there's not going to be any more Mr. Nice, hey, you can get back in, whatever. It would have been, you've ruined yourself. So you've got a chance to make things right so it don't stay wrong forever. Don't squander this opportunity. Don't let the poopy bears get to you. Remember, bears are poopy. Bears smell. We're going to do the bear emoji right here. Bears are poopy and bears smell. And they poop in the woods. Don't be a bear. We are bulls, okay? We're going to change this bear emoji to a bull so you know. We are bulls. You poop out in the open. We understand that there are risks. We understand there are moments of fear, capitulation, anxiety. You always have to look at the long-term picture. Look how far away we are from the goal. Look how far away. Look how many candles are printed, barely. We've somehow, just got to wait through time. We've somehow got to get through here. That's it. That's what we've got to get to. This is the eHEX pHEX ratio. So we've just got to get to here. That's all you got to do, friends. Buy and hodl, stay strong. Tell mum and dad, if they bottom sold, they can still get back in. We still love them. Like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. Catch you in the next one.